Alright, back to the game. I don't think we'll redo the intros. You know the players. We see the teapots heading out to scout, as we would expect. Magical ready for that expansion first. We see Toby going for the same. In fact, all players going for expansion first. We should see them start adding ether extractors next. Yep, we see that heading out with Skruffy and Sunburst. Same deal with Toby and Magical. So pretty standard openings here from the teams. Some cheeky teapot shenanigans. And let's see who can get the first production building up so they can get units onto the map to contest for that all-important Pyre. We do have some cheeky teapot harass going on here. Teapot's the greatest of all the units. We see the Legion Hall going down from Toby. It's the first production unit for him. The Altar going down for Skruffy and a Legion Hall for Sunburst as well. So quite similar timings from all players here. So we should see a pretty hot contest for the middle of the map once those units come out onto the field. See the expansions coming up. Look at that. We have the 8 Bone Stalkers coming out from Magical, 4 Zentari from Toby, 8 Mars Hunters from Skruffy, only 2 Zentari from Sunburst. See what we went for a fast Zephyr upgrade by the looks of it, so this unlocks the Tech 1.5 unit for Kareth. So it will be interesting to see if that impacts who wins the middle of the map and the contest over the Pyre here. You do see the Bone Stalkers moving in on the first camp. They are clearing out the teapots. And moving across, looks like they're going to try and contest the Mars Hunters here and actually take both Pyre camps. Magical has never been known for his sharing of Pyre with opponents. Skruffy trying to do work here. He is going to end up getting the Pyre, but does lose a couple of units in the process. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 3 Mars Hunters that dropped there. And now we see the Bone Stalkers and Zentari pushing in. Trying to poke in, see what's going on, see what harass they can get done. This camp is still up for grabs, so it'll be interesting to see if Magical pulls back to take that Pyre. And we do see a whole nother wave of Bone Stalkers coming out from Magical as well. We are up to 5 Zentari now, and we've got the Soul Foundry down. As well as this tech building, which I keep forgetting the name of. Got the Amber Womb for Skruffy, so there's Resonance coming out as well. Got the Neurosite and the Amber Womb for Magical, so working on those Bone Stalker upgrades and unlocking the ability for him to build out some Resonance as well. Got the Angelarium. Oh, look at this, we've got 3 Scepters being built by Toby. This is likely to try and go and harass the backline of his opponents to try and do some economic damage with some sneaky harass from these air units. He's also building a throne, which is really interesting. That will unlock another couple of later game air units for him as well, mainly the thrones. And we have another Legion Hall going out. So this looks like a large massing. So the challenge here for Magical and Toby is that this is actually quite a sizable army. And there's a lot of harassed units coming out. We'll see what Toby does with them. He might actually bring them into this engagement rather than sending them to harass the other team's backline. They are doing a lot of damage, but this push is just a bit too much. We do have the Stealth Bone Stalkers coming in from behind, and they will have a lot of bonus damage. I think they are trying to pick off these resonants, but they've sieged up and managed to defend them. They are seeing if they can pick off these Hallowers, but no luck. This is a really solid engagement for Skruffy and Sunburst. They didn't lose many units. Exotop, the lag compensation changes just came out in the latest patch. They're amazing. It's made a huge difference. It feels like a completely new game, man. Now that I can actually, see all the animations properly. So the latest patches work absolutely wonders. I'm not sure what it feels like yet. We'll get into that once I play a few games. But even just spectating, it's made an incredible difference. The latest patch for folks with high connections, or for me at least. So yeah, kudos to the team. It's definitely made my day, or week, or month out of it. We do see a large number of resonants getting produced by Magical. This should really help even up the engagement. It's going to be quite hard for this army to push uphill against such significant damage. And with the Stealth Bone Stalkers as well, with their damage buff, oh my god, Sunburst's frontline just got completely destroyed! That is so much damage. We do have an Absolver coming out as well, which got buffed in the patch. And now we start seeing the cheeky harass from Toby with these factors. Trying to force that council off the Legion Hall, effectively supply blocking Sunburst, or forcing Sunburst to be supply blocked longer. He is now working his way to put some damage on this worker line. And that's going to be so annoying to deal with. You can see it's just completely distracted Sunburst and pulled his army away from contesting the middle of the map. We still have another 2 Spectres as well. And look at the Thrones! This is a late game unit for Giraffe. Very tanky boys. They are air to ground, predominantly, and have a cool kind of laser beam attack, which I also can't remember the name of. But yeah, that's some quite powerful later game tech, which can also help with the harass that Toby's already trying to push. So we do see the Spectre here does get pushed away, but nothing saying he just can't come back in later when he's least expected. And we see the double harass coming around. We do see a run by for Skruffy, trying to get some harass as well, but it's not a single worker going down from that. So the Omnivore doing a really great job of defending against that push. He is being very annoying, continuing to attack this amber wound, but I'm sure that Magical will get that cleaned up well before that causes an actual problem for him. We do see the Spectres being taken out, so that's that harass there. And it looks like Sunburst is successfully defending that Legion Hall as well. Production buildings in Immortals give supply, so it's actually a really big deal if you can take a production building out, because you can effectively supply block or reduce the supply of your opponent. But Sunburst there with the 3 Zephyr, I should say, defending that one. Let's look at macro. So 1, 2, 3. We do have a 4th base that's already built out and established for Magical. We've got 1, 2, 3, 3 bases for Toby, 3 bases for Skruffy, and 3 bases for Sunburst. He is building a 4th out now, but that extra base that is almost fully upgraded for Magical is a really big deal in terms of macro and the longevity that we can expect to see from him. You do have some Rocks, I hope I'm saying that right, which is a later game unit for Magical as well, and just these massive thrones that is just so hard to deal with. Just floating over and completely destroying Sunburst's defenses and army. This is going to be just so painful to try and deal with. We see Skruffy coming in to try and defend, but they have already lost a base, and I don't think it's ending there either. I think this is GG. Skruffy's army almost completely destroyed as well. We do have a new wave of units coming out from Sunburst. Oh, and your rocks! Your rocks picking off 2 thrones, I think? Which certainly makes a difference, but I do wonder if it's too little too late with another 2 coming onto the field. We do have another... Oh! Look at the HP! So that's another throne that goes down. I do think, unfortunately, this might be all she wrote. We do have a little bit of harass coming in here, but not doing a lot of damage. And I think this might be all she wrote, team. We're not seeing the GG yet. I don't think the pocket base here has been discovered just yet. But then we see the GGs. And that's it, that's a wrap. Just the later game tech units, just too powerful in this case.